on location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Well, good afternoon. I was not planning on going live tonight. I was literally in the middle of drafting a community post saying that Zelda was very sick. And then that's why Ariel's actually in this live. She's the one who told me to get off the phone and go live because I was on the phone with her when I found this out, telling her about Zelda's vet appointment today at 4. And I got an email like just while I'm sitting here, and it was a 7-minute-old article. And holy shit, you guys. Zelda is my cat. Zelda is the cat that we rescued when we first got here. She is the one that had been hit by a car. Her hip was broken. She had meat missing out of her leg, all that, that we had healed up. We've had her for about 2.5 years now. For the past day and a half, she has not been eating. I can't get her to drink any water. She's not eating her favorite snacks. And I checked the litter box because it's one of those smart ones that self-cleans, and per the weight register, she'd not gone to the restroom at all yesterday, and she's been throwing up, and I don't know what's wrong with her. They don't go outside. I've not run any other animals into this house. I mean, I haven't even walked outside of my own house in probably like 4 days because I'm just in the house doing things, and Slade takes the trash. I mean, let's be serious. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. I called to make an appointment, and at first they said they couldn't see her till tomorrow afternoon, but then suddenly they could see her today at 4, and that's what I was on the phone with Ariel to tell her when this happened. She is currently sitting here next to me on my side table next to my desk in the sun, where she put herself taking a nap. But I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with her. So I have an hour where I have to be off of here by 1:30. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this because yes, this is very real. Yes, this is very real. So, you guys know how a few months ago, Kohberger's sister Melissa spoke with Mike Baker. I am under the understanding that this is where he has also released his statement. And there is an article which we're going to read off of the one that I printed so that we don't have like the cutout at the bottom. But then there's also a direct statement. There is also a direct statement right here. So we're going to read this article real quick, and then we're going to read the statement, and that's about all the time that we're going to need. And then I'm going to jump off of here and just think, holy shit, the entire time I'm taking care of everything else that I've got to do today with my cat. Alrighty, here we go. Man convicted in Idaho college killings seeks to take back guilty plea. In an interview from prison, those words right there just knocked me completely off my damn feet. Bryan Kohberger said he had filed a petition to reopen the case. He blamed his guilty plea on false promises and wrong information. By Mike Baker. The criminology student convicted last year of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in their home is seeking to abandon his guilty plea and obtain a trial, claiming he is innocent and was misled into confessing to the high-profile killings. In an interview with the New York Times, Bryan Kohberger, who is currently serving 4 life sentences, said he had filed a petition challenging his conviction, citing concerns about how the plea deal came together. Well, let me stop right there first, and let me see if there's anything that has been posted on the public site I do not see anything just yet, and the case summary has not been updated since it shows July the 9th. So I'm assuming this should be showing up here soon, since they're making it now known that this has been filed. It doesn't say that he's going to file. It says that it has been filed. He had filed a petition challenging his conviction. This has already been done. I cannot wait to read this. Oh my effing jeebus. My actual innocence is my truth, and the plea, hinged on by false promises and blatant disinformation, must be withdrawn. Mr. Kohberger said in a statement provided to the Times on Sunday night. So this just happened last night, you guys. This was sent by him last night. He reiterated on a phone call from prison in Idaho that he had an absolute claim of innocence. Please release that phone call. Please just release the mother effing phone call. Mr. Kohberger had not granted an interview or made public comments before speaking with the Times. He declined to discuss any evidence or other specific details related to his innocence claim, as well as what specific concerns he had about the plea process. It is rare for defendants to win post-conviction challenges, which often revolve around claims of newly discovered evidence or an ineffective assistance of counsel. Steve Goncalves, the father of one of the victims, declined to comment Monday morning. Oh, so they know. Oh my God. Does anybody know if they've made a statement? If they have made a statement, please somebody screenshot it and send it to me. I do not look at their page. They act like I'm so obsessed with them, and I don't care what they do on a day-to-day basis. I only care about the lies. Please, if they have made a comment, actually, nothing. Nothing. And he's known since this morning. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Okie dokie. Make this bigger. Boop. Okay. Saying he wanted to discuss the issue with his family. The Latah County Prosecutor's Office did not immediately return a call seeking comment. In November of 2022, the 4 murders in Moscow, Idaho, a college town that had not seen a homicide in 7 years, captivated the country for weeks as investigators struggled to identify a suspect. Mr. Kohberger's arrest brought relief to the community, but also stoked further mystery and speculation, as investigators never identified a motive or any previous relationship with the victims. Picture. In court, law enforcement officials outlined the evidence against Mr. Kohberger. His DNA was found on a K-bar knife sheath that had been left next to 2 of the victims. Amazon records showed he had purchased a K-bar knife and sheath months prior. He drove a white Elantra, the type of car that investigators determined had been on surveillance video, circling the crime scene and then speeding away from it. Mr. Kohberger's phone showed he was out that night with his phone turned off at the time of the murders. Well, we have actually still yet to have seen the forensic report from Celebrite that shows that it was a powering event. Everyone keeps saying that, which it most likely is, but the public, ourselves, have not seen that. Just to be clear. Mr. Kohberger declined to discuss the evidence against him in his call with the Times. He said the intention is for all of those questioning to be investigated and answered appropriately in a trial setting. So he wants it to go back to trial, like to actually have an actual trial. Mr. Kohberger, who had court-appointed representation throughout the case, ending with his guilty plea, said he prepared the documentation to challenge the case on his own. You know, where's Kat? Kat makes comments in her Facebook group about how she can see that he is using the law library. Girl, where you be? Where you be? I've been seeing you. You've been saying that. You said that a couple times over the past month or so. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. He will seek to have a lawyer appointed to help him going forward. So he wants somebody else besides Anne. Records show the filing reached the court Monday morning, so it probably won't come out until tomorrow. Either later on today, because it'll probably come out later today. It'll probably come out later today. An excerpt from Bryan Kohberger's statement. Yeah, we have the statement here in just a second, so we're going to read that in a second. I want to see what else the article says real quick. After he was arrested in December 2022, Mr. Kohberger's initial lawyer said his client was eager to be exonerated. Court-appointed lawyers spent more than 2 years challenging the evidence collected against Mr. Kohberger, only for a surprise plea deal to come together a few weeks before a trial has to begin. Mr. Kohberger accepted responsibility for the murders at a July 2025 hearing. He was not required to offer a motive for the killings and never has. The lack of a detailed confession outraged some of the victims' family members and even President Trump, who had called on the judge to demand an explanation for Mr. Kohberger. That's true. Trump got involved in this one for a minute. I think he actually made 2 statements on it. I think. In court, the judge asked Mr. Kohberger, "Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?" "Yes," Mr. Kohberger responded. He later sat in silence at a sentencing hearing at which family members of the victims expressed their grief and anger. In the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, after a typical Saturday night, the 4 victims were stabbed to death in an off-campus home. The bodies of Maddie Mogen, 21, and Kaylee Goncalves, 21, were found together in a bed on the home's 3rd floor. The bodies of Xana Kernodle, 20, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, 20, were found on a bedroom on the 2nd floor. 2 surviving roommates were in a bedroom on the home's 1st floor. One of them reported seeing a shadowy figure in the middle of the night and hearing a commotion. That's not how it was described. But the roommates did not seek help until later in the morning, saying they had not realized what had transpired. One of the experts who worked on Mr. Kohberger's defense team has taken particular issue with the plea agreement and the evidence. Brent Turvey, a forensic scientist who analyzed the crime scene for the defense, argued that the crime was committed by multiple perpetrators, criticized how investigators documented evidence, and questioned why more testing was not done of a hair found with one of the victims. And there is a hair, even though Cy and Brent Turvey are trying to say like 2 different descriptions for how the hair actually is in Ethan's hand. They both know it is a hair. They both admit there is hair. And we have 2 different reports that call it hair, one from an expert and one from the FBI that was publicly filed by the defense team the same month of the plea in June 2025. It is there for everyone to read. The FBI report that had it tested against Bryan Kohberger's hair was dated January 2023, literally at the beginning of all of this. This isn't like new testing that was done. That's legitimate. That's legitimate. The lawyers who served as Mr. Kohberger's defense team have rebuked Mr. Turvey, telling the Idaho Statesman that he is now speaking about topics that are still confidential, many of which are outside of his areas of expertise. Well, Cy just did the exact same thing on Custody Queens. Let's be serious. Let's be honest. The lawyers did not immediately respond to a request for comment Monday. Mr. Turvey's concerns were included in a book about the case, Broken Plea. Oh, Jesus Christ. They put that incorrect trash book into this. Can we not? Can we not? Mr. Kohberger alluded to those issues in his statement, saying that unanswered questions seem to multiply with each piece of discovery unsealed. He said he was not concerned that if offered a new trial, he could face the death penalty. He wasn't concerned. Interesting. Why am I breaking my silence? Mr. Kohberger said Sunday in the interview from the Idaho Maximum Security Institution just south of Boise. A lot went wrong in those plea discussions. I really do want that to be heard. Mr. Kohberger grew up in Pennsylvania and moved to Pullman, Washington in 2022 to pursue a PhD in the criminal justice and criminology program at Washington State University, just across the state border from the University of Idaho. He had long been interested in serial killers in the minds of criminals. Lots of people are. Mr. Kohberger had signed a plea agreement agreeing that he knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waives all rights to appeal any and all issues in this case. Still, defendants can make other claims about the legal process through post-conviction relief. But he also, just like Anjanette Levy and several other people have also stated, he did not actually waive away all appeal rights when he stated that. So that's also very super, super duper important. Okay, so now we have the direct statement. Now, again, this was sent over on Sunday. So this was last night, 9:23 p.m. I don't know what the tablets look like. This is probably from that tablet. There's really no other way, literally no other way that this could have been sent and it looked like this. So here we go. Over a year later, it is self-evident that in State v. Kohberger, justice was not served. Unanswered questions seem to multiply with each piece of discovery unsealed, and the public demands the truth. Unfortunately, the truth shall never be derived from the state's myopic narrative, a work of fiction which has yet to evolve since the PCA was released nearly 4 years ago, and its faulty promises were never challenged at trial. Circumnavigated by a broken plea. Interesting. See that word with that book? I just wish the book didn't suck so much, man. The trial never provided the public the clarity conducive to closure, and justice shall remain objectively miscarried unless that plea is withdrawn. I hereby declare my intention to enter a not guilty plea and welcome the state the opportunity to prove their case at trial, as well as to, again, file for the death penalty. He welcomes them to refile the death penalty. That's crazy. My actual innocence is my truth, and the plea hinged on by false promises and blatant disinformation must be withdrawn. Thank you for all who believe in my innocence and continue to critically analyze the case. I send my love to my family who have never wavered in their belief of who I am, their belief in my innocence since 7/26/26. Amazing. Freaking amazing. Oh my God. This sounds so confident. It's not even funny. This is such a confident statement. Oh my God. I hereby declare my intention to enter a not guilty plea and welcome the state the opportunity to prove their case at trial, as well as to again file for the death penalty. My actual innocence is my truth, and the plea hinged on by false promises and blatant disinformation must be withdrawn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I got chills, bro. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. Guys, wouldn't it be something? No, I don't know anything. Let me just put that out there because people read into shit. I don't know anything. What if the Netflix thing coming out in 2 freaking days has actual factual, like real information in it? And this is like, it has something to do with this. That would be insane. I doubt it because they seem to follow the damn rhetoric. But oh my God, the timing. Oh my God, the timing. This is so crazy. This is going to get wild. This is going to get wild. So it was filed this morning, which means that eventually it's going to show up on the case of interest website. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be really paying much attention. So I'm sure I'll get messages. Somebody will end up emailing me and letting me know. And probably tonight after we get back from the vet and everything calms down, we'll go live and go over it if it goes public by today. But I've never had to deal with a sick cat, so I don't know what the hell's gonna end up happening. I just know her appointment's at 4, and I don't know how long we're gonna be there, but that's the soonest they could get her in. So when I get back, just all depends. I'll let you guys know. You'll know if I go live or not. If anything, it'll have to just wait. But I'll also post something in the community tab when it is available. I'll grab the link, on my phone and post it for you guys to read. This is wild, bro. So here's the New York Times article link. Right here. And I'm going to put the statement on the community tab so that y'all also have this. Actually, I can do that right now. Or actually, F that. Let me go put all this in the damn share drive. What? Should I make a new folder that says post and pre-appeal now and re-damn do everything? Like, damn. Probably have to end up doing some more organization now, changing some of the folders around. Now that's another thing, I guess, because there's so many people in here. Let me go ahead and advise some of you guys. about what we do here, because I know some of you are probably new. Here we go over forensic reports, we go over data, we go over documents, we go over facts. We have accumulated a shit ton of information. We are also the channel responsible for the 1112 King Road footage in its entirety, minus the public packet. We have done a lot of FOIAs on top of other channels that have done it too. But this link that I'm about to show you guys, in case you don't know, is where you can find documents, notes, real true facts, FOIA'd information. This is also where the chain of custody for the knife sheath from the Moscow Police Department came from. There is facts on this channel. So I'm going to drop this Google Share Drive link in the chat, and it is anyone with the link is available. I do not do anything with it other than give it to you. There it is. There it is. And again, this is what it looks like. There's a lot of information in here. Stuff about every place that was involved. I mean, we were FOIA-ing information from Pullman before there was even a plea and getting crap tons of information. If you want to read court documents, here they all are. Minus like 2023 or some shit, because I haven't gotten to that year yet. But there's also links in my description box to everything you need, including this. Pullman. You can go and find the information they have there. For Moscow Police Department, if you don't want to click on my links, these are all very publicly available documents. MPD, ISP, the forensic records. But we also have unredacted forensic records. We have things that people don't even know exist because they always want to believe the mainstream over the truth. So with this happening, I do urge people who have not, take time away from News Nation, Nancy Grace, and the rest, and just do some reading. Look at some cell phone footage. Look at the DoorDash information. Look at the records. Look at the photos. Take a good look and tell me if you really think that this is where this case should have gone. Nothing besides some little bitty dust particles that you breathe in when you walk into Walmart has anything to do with Kohberger in this whole thing. And the state admitted that at the sentencing. That's the craziest part, is the state admitted that at the sentencing. And not a single thing that they have released has changed that. Nothing. If anything, as the expert reports are being unsealed, it's doubling down on the fact that they didn't have shit, that there was no 23 pings, that he wasn't in the neighborhood, he wasn't stalking the house, he wasn't looking into windows and all this other crazy shit that we've been lied to about. None of that's real. None of that is real. I hereby declare my intention to enter a not guilty plea and welcome the state the opportunity to prove their case at trial, as well as to again file for the death penalty. My actual innocence is my truth, and the plea, hinged on by false promises and blatant disinformation, must be withdrawn. Let's see what Ashley Trashfield has to say. Let's just see what Ashley Trashfield has to say. It's ridiculous. Let's see how honest people are. If you actually read the documents for what they really are and don't just react to other people from mainstream people summarizing it to you, then you totally understand why we've been sitting here for so long. Like, honestly. Honestly, honestly, honestly. So we're going to see. We're going to see. But for now, that's it. Let me check Twitter one more time because I only have about 15 minutes before I need to get off of here and start getting dressed. Her appointment's at 4, but I have a bunch of stuff I have to do. Like I have to go run to Walmart and get her a cat carrier because when we travel, we don't use a cat carrier. She has like a harnessy thing, and she always just like hangs out on Slade's lap and just, you know, hangs out with the dogs and stuff. It's never been a thing where we'd have to have a carrier. So I have to go run and get a carrier for her. I'm not seeing anything new. I see a bunch of people reacting to stuff, but I don't see. Let's see if Bryan Inton says anything else. Bryan Inton's posting of the article is what seems to be the most traffic. Interesting. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I got to go ahead and get off of here. This is crazy. Man, I cannot wait to read this damn document. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the super stickers and the super chats coming in here and listening to this crazy shit. I'm sorry I don't have time to go through every single one of them like I normally do. But I appreciate you guys. I will keep you updated on Zelda also in community post. Hopefully it's nothing. I just don't know what it could possibly be. But she's over here sleeping. She's taking a nap right next to me. So I will return and I will keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for coming in here. This is crazy. Try to relax, take a breath, because I know that I know that I was overly stimulated, like ADHD feeling when this came out, like chills and like, what the hell? Oh my God. Like, it was the same kind of feeling as the guilty plea. Cause like, holy shit, I can't believe this is actually happening. We've been waiting for this. And you know, what's crazy too, is I was just literally talking shit to some idiot on a Facebook group, like earlier this morning on my phone, because they were like counting down the timeline and being like, oh my God, we're almost to the timeline and nothing has been filed. And I'm thinking the whole time it's freaking July. The timeline for what we're talking about at the base is like the beginning of September. We're a month and a half away from that. What are you bitching about? And I'm so glad this happened today, because now that idiot has to sit in his mama's basement and just mean mug the world. I don't give a damn. Freaking little losers. Stupid little losers. I cannot wait to read this. I'm out of here, you guys. Have a good day. I will see you guys soon. See y'all.